is look at your highest points percentage leaders for the month of November. Listen, first of all, I got a bone to pick with you, Ed.
What?
I'm not here yesterday, and you guys do a whole segment on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I know.
I feel like that may have been tactical, but
we were trying to send you a message.
Yeah.
Get your rear end in here.
Oh, okay. Listen, I'll take it. That went differently than I thought, so I'll take it. But,
But listen, they're playing great.
Toronto's playing great. Colorado's playing great. Two teams that we expected to be good coming into the year, and they seem to have found their groove. But let's take a look back at November and some of the storylines that have dominated the National Hockey League. We'll start with Alex Ovechkin. He is must-see TV this year as he chases history. We're going to compare him to Leon Draisaitl, okay? Because you look at the goals and the assists, they're similar. I believe Ovi, if I'm doing my math right, has 3 less points than Leon Draisaitl on the season. So I'll ask you guys this. Right now, Draisaitl is winning the goal-scoring race between the two. He's got 15, Ovi's got 10. Who scores more goals by the end of the season, do you think?
I'm gonna say Ovi, just because he's got such a track record of always scoring goals his whole career.
But he does.
You know, we had Peter Laviolette on yesterday and talking to him, and I said, I know you care about the wins, Peter, but like, what do you think? 145 goals to go, and he was like, well, you know, Peter didn't. He just said, hey, he's just playing as well as he's ever played. So, for me, I'd have to go with Ovi. No knock on Leon, but.
Are you going to add Lavi to your imitation list now?
No.
You don't do Babs anymore, so
Lavi,
was that just a little,
Lavi's got, a little Rocky Balboa in him. Okay. He's got a little Rocky. But that's okay. We love Rocky.
All right. I'll just be watching for that.
Okay.
I see you practicing in your office.
At home, that's all I do is I sit around and do impressions.
I'm going to take the younger man of that category, just for the record.
Okay.
The 10-year younger man.
That's true.
Hey, age ain't nothing but a number lot.
I know, but in hockey, it's a lot more than just a number, Jackie.
Not for Ovi.
It's real.
It doesn't seem to bother him.
That's one guy. Just for the record, nobody has ever had as good a start at this age as Ovi has.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. When I say nobody, that means Wayne Gretzky.
And yet you're
Gordie
picking
Howe.
Leon.
I think it's incredible what he's done. But Leon Draisaitl with the combination of Connor McDavid, those guys are going to keep scoring goals at a torrid rate. Leon's a beast of a player. We don't talk about him enough. I'm sorry, we really don't.
We don't. Well,
we
why
talk about the other guy because he's so great.
Well, he's in the shadow a little bit of Connor.
Absolutely.
The things that Connor does are so dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Leon does a lot of great things, but he's a little more methodical. He's a bigger, stronger man. He's got the one-time ability, and he plays off McDavid so well. McDavid does these things we've never seen before. So it does put him a little bit in the shadow, unfortunately, because he is a great player as well. There's no question about that.
All right, next question. We're going to look at some goaltenders between the types, okay?
Good battle last night with these two.
Compare Tristan Jarry and Jacob Markstrom, both doing big things. I mean, the save percentage for Jarry jumps off the page. 944 in November, 926 for Markstrom. He's posted a couple shutouts, as has Tristan Jarry. You look at these two. Which goaltender is more likely to sustain their level of play?
Well, when it comes to sustaining, I'm going to go with, again, someone that has done it a little bit in the past, and that, to me, is Jacob Markstrom. I think that, go back a couple of years ago with the Vancouver Canucks, he was terrific there, had great numbers. The guys who really study the goalie numbers, they tell you that 2 years ago when Markstrom was in Vancouver, he was as good as anybody has been in a long time. So I'll go with Markstrom. I don't know if anybody could sustain Lott's 944 save percentage anyway that Jarry has had in November. He's been lights out good, and those two guys had a great battle last night that ended in a shootout with the Flames coming away with the win.
Yeah, and Jarry has done it in the past in stretches but he hasn't done as long as Markstrom has done it in his career at times as well. That's why I'm going to stay with you on Markstrom. You have two teams that have great structure, great defenses, guys that really work their tail off. If Jackie hadn't been on vacation yesterday, she would have heard my
dissertation. She was working.
Yeah, first of all, let's not get it twisted. I wasn't sitting on the beach smoking pina colada. I was working.
Yeah.
I was watching WWE Monday Night Raw.
There you go. And then she was looking for a jar of gravy that she couldn't find.
If you're not here, you're on vacation. That's just the way we do it.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind next time you're out.
That's right.
I've never been on vacation, Jackie. Why would you say that?
Yeah, Mr. Vacation over here.
Mr.
Listen,
Puerto Vallarta. Wherever the hell he
every
goes.
time I talk to Lott.
This is the Love Boat.
Every every time I talk to I walk away going, I think I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah,
I should be like globe trotting.
Yeah.
I will say this on the goalie front, we're being pushed ahead here by our lovely team behind the scenes. I will say Jack Campbell deserves to be in that goalie conversation.
He does.
Because
no doubt.
It's 950 something in November.
Yeah.
U.S. Olympic team consideration. Let's get it going.
All right. How about Duchesne versus Kadri? Which November surprise is more likely to continue? Matt Duchesne having a good time with Nashville, and Nazem Kadri really carrying the offensive load for the Avs in the absence of McKinnon.
I think that, when you look at these two players, I think that Duchesne has more of an opportunity to continue because his role is not going to change in Nashville. But I'm going to still go with Kadri because I think he's on such a good team that I think, he'll get opportunity because of that, and he won't face the kind of checking that a Matt Duchesne will face on a normal basis. So, Nazem Kadri's off to a great start. He's got a lot of confidence right now. I think he's got a lot to prove still after having yet another playoff issue last year. So I'm going to go with Nazem Kadri, Lutz.
All right. I'm going to take Naz as well.
All right.
And you know why? It's in a contract year. Come on.
It's a good...
Had that wallet.
He's going to have the pick of the litter next year. A centerman that could potentially hit the market. And he could potentially hit the market.
He will. I think he's going to go to market because I listened to him on Toronto radio yesterday, last night. I was driving home from Connecticut after watching wrestling. Yeah. And he was on Sportsnet radio, and they asked him, pending free agent, how do you view it? And he just said, I just want to focus game to game. That's something I don't have any plans on thinking about.
That's like the kiss of death.
Till this season's over.
Well, listen,
and that's what he should do.
Listen, win a Stanley Cup there, and that'll up his value even more. And if he gets through the playoffs and has a lot of successes, I think he can. It'd be terrific. When you mention that, though, the thing that came to mind, I started smiling to myself. Wouldn't we love to see him as that second center in Boston on the same team with Brad Marchand, who apparently everybody loves because Marchand gets suspended. We talk about him today, and my Twitter feed is just everybody hammering the daylights out of Marchand because in 31 other cities. They hate him. That's it. As simple as that. So, but that would be kind of a real twist. Naz Kadri as a second center.
First of all,
in Boston.
As a fan, I hate that. But what a heel turn that would be, right?
Yes.
Nazem Kadri, for people that might not know, in Toronto, he's loved there.
Yeah,
He is a fan favorite. People were devastated when he left, despite all the playoff suspensions. Leafs fans love them some Nazem Kadri.
Yeah.
If he was suited up for the bees, he would go from love to hated so quick he wouldn't know it hit him.
Yeah,
but
that would be good, though, right?
Listen, I kind of hope it happens.
Yeah,
what a plot twist.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the rookies.
Okay.
Here are some notable rookies for the month of November. I got a Leaf on that list, too. Michael Bunting fitting in well with his squad. Trevor Zegras doing big things. Of course, though, you got to hone in on Lucas Raymond and Mo Seider in Detroit. Just racking up points. Can anyone, who is most likely, I guess is the question, to beat out Lucas Raymond, the leader right now in terms of the rookie race?
Can we put those shots up again?
Yeah, let's
I love looking at the shots. Let me ask you this, Jackie. Do you see any resemblance between Nedeljkovic and maybe Paul Bissonnette?
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Maybe. Not really. What I would say about Nedeljkovic is he looks a lot older than the rest of the people on that sport.
Well, he's 43 years old. I mean, But and how about Lucas Raymond there? He's like, I'm good.
He's got a smirk.
I'm
very
good.
Confident. Very confident.
So anyway, I love the shots of these guys to make me laugh now. But for me, I'm going to go off the board there and maybe it's because I've seen him a lot around here, and I just love his game. I love these type of players that do all the little things. Dawson Mercer. If there's anybody that's going to catch Lucas Raymond, and Lucas Raymond's been so much fun to watch. Boy, what a great pick by the Detroit Red Wings, and he's come and played so well. I just really love Dawson Mercer. He's somebody I think has a chance to be a really good player for a really long time. I don't want to. You bring up the name Patrice Bergeron. That's a big name. I mean, that's probably a Hall of Famer down the road.
But he's got a little bit of that.
He's got a little bit of that
defensive awareness
in his game. Just smart. Yep. And so we'll see how things unfold for Dawson Mercer in his career. He's only a rookie this year, but I just love his game.
Yeah. His offensive ability through the roof. Yep. That's obviously been somewhat expected when you have a young guy burst onto the scene, but his defensive capabilities.
Smart.
Very impressive for a first-year player.
Who do you got?
Who do I got on that? I had Mo Seider.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah,
he's a big man.
Yeah, he's a beast, and he's up for the fight every night. And that's what I like about him. A lot of times with the bigger D, if you think about even the Chris Prongers, Victor Hedmans, these guys were they were so big, they were kind of Bambi-ish out there almost in their first couple of years. They had to kind of feel themselves around the league. This guy comes
He's a monster. Look how big he is.
He's ginormous. But he fits right in with his game.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like some of these other great players. I'm not saying he's going to be as great as those guys, obviously. Yeah. But what a first year for him. What a talent he is. Another great one for Detroit. That's why the future is turning very bright in Detroit. It's slowly happening. Took a little longer maybe than people thought when Stevie went there. But sometimes it just takes time. Yeah.
All right, one more for you as we look back on November. Play of the month, obviously. Lots will go with you first. What do you got? I expect no surprises here, but I'm sure I'll get one.
Well, no, I have no surprise whatsoever. It's the one team I watch every single game of theirs, and that, of course, is this team right here, the Edmonton Oilers, led by that man, Connor McDavid, saying, I'll take everybody on. Who wants me? Who wants me on the ice right now? I'll do it. Obviously, Logan Stanley wasn't watching this, by the way.
Yeah.
But this was incredible to me. Every single player knew what they had to do in the final minutes of that game. Stop one guy.
Yeah.
And they
couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. That's the play of the month for me.
Well,
that's remarkable. There's great players talking about that play.
Yeah. That was a good play. That was a really good play. That was a really good play, actually. But I think there was one that might have actually been better. Why don't we roll the one I think would have been better? Now, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
It's the same play.
It's the same play, pretty much. I like the uniform a little nicer in this one. I like that blue with that burnt orange there with it, but similar story. And in both these cases, against the Rangers and against the Winnipeg Jets, these were not goals that were scored at the end of a blowout.
Not garbage time.
The game against the Rangers, it tied the game, sent to overtime, they ended up winning. And the game against the Winnipeg Jets, the Jets were hanging on to a one-goal lead. They had just scored, actually, in the game. And it was a really good game that night between the Jets and the Oilers. And McDavid ended up tying the game. They ended up winning it. So, boy, he's good.
Can I break the tie?
Go ahead.
You know what really sends one over the top more so than the other?
What?
The surprised reaction on the one that Lotz had against the Rangers.
Yes.
He was just
that was great in the corner.
Did I just do that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know, if Connor McDavid is surprising himself, then the rest of the league is in trouble.
Yeah.
Because he's pulling off things that even surprise him.
Yeah.
But no doubt he owns the best two highlights
from
the last month. They were only like a week or 10 days apart.
I know.
Just crazy.